Welcome to Storytime with Tallulah. Today's reading comes from r/PettyRevenge. Our first story is titled, Sent My Neighbor a Glitter Bomb Because He Was a Wienerhead to Me. I teach kids online, so naturally I have to be on the phone video chatting with them. I'm working one day and my neighbor decides to start blasting music and I instantly can't hear my student anymore. So I go outside to ask him to turn it down. He has the speaker on his front step just cranked all the way up. Here's how the exchange went. Me. Excuse me, can you turn down your music? I'm on the phone with the student. Your music is a little loud. Him. Surely right off the bat. So I'm on the phone. I can't hear my student. So I'm trying to do my job. I'm working. So can you please turn your music down? Yeah, I'm effing doing it. Get back to your house. He was confrontational and angry from the second I started talking and clearly had no intention of turning it down, so I just walked away, and as I'm walking away, he's like, "You want to do it like that? I'll effing do it like that." I was just so baffled that this guy would be such an a-hole for literally no reason. Immediately, I'm trying to do my freaking job and he hurt my feelings. So F that guy. Mailed him a homemade glitter bomb. I folded it up and glued the edges so he'll have to pull it open and the glitter will explode everywhere. Wow. Well, yeah, what a turd. I can't believe you just asked him to turn his music down and then he tells you to walk away and as you're walking away, he's offended. It's like, I'm offended for... That guy just sounds miserable. Our next story is titled, Won't Lock the Door to the Room. Enjoy having it empty. So this was a few years ago during my freshman year in college. I had worked hard in high school to save up enough cash to buy 2 TVs, a PS4, speakers, kitchen utensils and plates, a futon, and a few other smaller items. The college I went to had suite style living where each roommate got his own individual room. There were 4 of us, so we had 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, a small kitchen, and a great room/main room. Since I was the first one who moved in, I got unpacked and settled in, making sure to leave plenty of food for everyone to unpack and claim space in the bathrooms and other common areas. I set up one TV, the larger one, in the great room with my PS4 so we could all enjoy it, and put all my utensils and plates in the kitchen so we could use those as well. I don't mind sharing my stuff up to this point since I like to share and put my faith in others. However, I wouldn't be posting here if this trusting nature of mine wasn't changed. On to the story. One night, a drunk college kid came barging into our room, screaming to the top of his lungs, waking me up. I was about to get out of bed until one roommate, the slob of the group, ran out and kicked him to the hallway. Since I left a lot of expensive items in the great room for us to use, this made me fear anyone could walk in and steal my stuff, and that would be the last I would have seen of them. So I asked my roommates to lock the door if no one else was home, and we agreed on it. I worked for a few days until I noticed I walked in and no one was home, but the door wasn't locked. Granted, they would go to a few friends' dorms across the hall, but they had gone out for almost 5 hours. I asked them again, but they blew me off. A 1-to-3 vote doesn't work too well at the college I attended as far as roommate agreements went, so there was nothing I could do. Anyway, there were 3 more instances of dumb young freshmen walking into our dorm and either yelling or passing out on our couch with just the TV on and nothing on it. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I noticed my dishes I was sharing were in the trash along with some stainless steel utensils. As I looked around, I also saw one of the 4 controllers I had was smashed and under the couch and my remote was totally lost. Never knew what happened to it after all these years. I finally asked them once more to lock the door and try to respect my things I shared with them, but they blew me off and said, "It's not like you use them, it's basically ours anyway." With this, I got petty, and I mean petty. I started my revenge when they went off to get beer since they wanted to play a new Call of Duty game, can't remember which title. I first started with moving my TV and PS4 into my room, along with everything else I had out there, as well as my futon, which we used as a second couch. It took me about 30 minutes of hard labor, but I finally had a packed dorm room, but man, it looked awesome. But that's my petty part. Time for revenge. After another 20 minutes, they returned with a whole group and they were stoked to play the new COD. Until they noticed the entire great room empty, save for the couch and TV stand. I decided to leave before they got back, but I was receiving calls and texts for almost an hour asking where I was and where all the stuff went. I decided to keep quiet and allow them to embarrass themselves in front of their friends. Not only that, but they confronted me on a few occasions to get me to surrender my items or else they'd have to pay for new ones out of pocket. None of them worked and sponged off all the snacks I bought for myself, which were now safe under my bed. I merely said, "Oh, sorry, but they are now locked behind my room since that's the only door that is locked in this whole place. I told you, I won't share if it isn't behind a locked room, but now it is." They were very unhappy and spent way more than I did on my items since I got go back to school sales and work discounts on all of my items. I probably paid nearly $1,400 on everything I bought, and they paid nearly $2,100 to get back everything I had shared. And they had to split it all up at the end of the school year. I can one thing for sure, it is fun to see three guys fight over a PS4 and a large TV since they all chipped in to pay for them. Anyways, that's my petty revenge and first post under this thread. Hope you enjoyed the read. Edit. Wow, had no idea I would get so many upvotes and want to answer some questions. I've seen a lot of you saying I should have played dumb when they were asking about my stuff disappearing, which they honestly thought they were entitled to anyway. I was pretty quiet as a freshman and I used to hate confrontation, and one roommate was a bit of a thug with some thug-like friends, and I honestly had no intention of getting involved with that. But they were indeed moochers, and I have a plethora of more stories about them. Not revenge, but more of how they left the place, and I was more like a housekeeper rather than a roommate, since I hate dirty rooms. A little bit of a neat freak, I know. But if anyone wants to hear more of those stories, please tell me a thread to post in the comments or through a DM. Yeah, that's not, I mean, you did what you did because, you know, I mean, it's fair. You gave them a warning, they didn't listen, so you just took your stuff back to your room. I mean, there's no harm in that. Our next story is titled, Mom Doesn't Believe Her Daughter Ends Up Hospitalized. So this is about me, then 16, now 23, and my mom. My mom is usually the best mom I can imagine, but at this time my grandma, her mother, just died and we got a lot of frustration because I was always feeling sick, stomach pain, and some dizziness. This kept on going on and was getting worse. At one point, I wasn't able to see for a while. Like, in the morning, I would get out of bed, my sight went black, and my head spun. In this state, I was walking out of my room, along the hallway, down the stairs, another hallway, into the kitchen. When I was at the fridge opening the door, I could see again. And my mother didn't believe me. School was horror at this time. My school had a lot of stairs, and I was constantly tired, dizzy, and so unconcentrated. Of course, a tad sad and a lot of frustrated. She always used to believe me when I wasn't feeling good. One day, I just couldn't anymore. I was so tired, sitting in our kitchen, and I just wanted back into my bed. So I asked my mom, begged her to stay home. Except for PE, I had very good grades. Mom, so you're feeling sick again? This can't go on like this. Me. But Mom, it's not again. It's still. I feel really dizzy. At this point, I was so frustrated and just yelled back, "Yeah, please take me to the doctor. Finally, I wanted to go for weeks." "Okay, get dressed. We are going right now. Then we know for sure you aren't sick." So we made our way to our doc, and I can't remember everything he did, but he did a complete blood count. I hope that's the right translation. So the nurse handed me my results. There was an inflammatory value, which standard was between 3 to 5, maximum was 8. Mine was 124. The doctor walked back in and told my mother, "So please don't be shocked, I am writing your daughter a referral to the hospital. She has to immediately go there." My mom was shocked, didn't say a word. As we got there, a nurse came rushing in with a wheelchair due to my dizziness, and I was hospitalized for over a week. My mom apologized and never ever didn't believe me again. Aw, you didn't tell us what it was. I mean, I'm glad you're okay, but what was it? I'm like curious, I wanted to know. There's no edit or anything. You can't just end it like that. Inflammatory what? Well, I'm glad you're okay and everything worked out, and it's been years since then. I'm glad you probably haven't had any issues like that since. I just really wish I do. If anyone has any potential guesses on what that could have been, let me know. I'm curious. Well, that's it for today. Thank you all for hanging out. If you like this video, please consider liking it. If you enjoy these types of videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know when more videos come out. If you'd like to join our Discord community, we have an amazing group of people there. The link for that's in the description, along with all of my other social media links. You can find those in the description as well if you'd like to follow me on different places on the internet. Wow, that was kind of hard to get out. I don't know why that was a tongue twister. Anyways, I hope you're all staying safe out there in these crazy times. We will get through it. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.